World War II was the deadliest and most destructive conflict in human history. But hidden in the shadows of all that chaos are stories so weird, so unexpected, they almost sound fake. From exploding bats to bears in uniform, here are 10 of the most bizarre true facts about World War II you've probably never heard. 1. The British used inflatable tanks to trick Hitler. To prepare for D-Day, the Allies needed Germany to believe the invasion would happen somewhere else. So they built a completely fake army. We're talking life-size rubber tanks, wooden planes, dummy paratroopers made of cloth and sandbags, and even actors pretending to be generals. The deception was part of Operation Fortitude, and it worked. Hitler diverted troops to defend Pas-de-Calais, far from Normandy where the real invasion took place. The Ghost Army saved countless lives without firing a shot, just by being really convincing liars. 2. Japan attacked the U.S. with balloon bombs. Most people don't realize the continental U.S. was actually attacked during World War II by balloons. Japan launched over 9,000 balloon bombs across the Pacific. These massive hydrogen balloons carried incendiary devices and rode the jet stream for thousands of miles. Around 300 reached North America. One even killed 6 civilians in Oregon, including 5 children. The only wartime deaths on U.S. soil during World War II. The U.S. government censored the news to avoid panic and prevent Japan from knowing they had any success. 3. A bear served in the Polish army. Meet Wojtek, a 500-pound Syrian brown bear who served with the Polish II Corps. Soldiers found him in Iran, raised him, and eventually made him an official private in the army. He lived in their tents, drank beer, and even smoked cigarettes. Well, chewed them. During the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek helped move crates of artillery shells under fire, becoming a legend among the troops. After the war, he retired in a zoo in Scotland, often visited by his fellow soldiers. Yes, an actual bear with a service record. 4. The British made a bomb disguised as a cognac bottle. British spies developed some wild gadgets, but one of the strangest was a bomb disguised as a bottle of fine French cognac. The idea was to smuggle it aboard Hitler's personal train, where it would detonate in his private dining car. The operation was part of a broader plan to assassinate the Führer, but it was called off at the last minute for fear of failure or unintended consequences. The bomb never made it to its target, but somewhere out there, a fake cognac bottle held an explosive surprise. 5. A British soldier escaped and climbed a mountain with the enemy. British soldier Jack Reynard escaped a German POW camp, then decided to lay low by joining a German mountaineering team. Disguised as one of their own, he climbed the Eiger, one of the most dangerous peaks in the Alps, alongside actual Nazi soldiers. After gaining their trust and surviving the climb, he vanished into Switzerland. Imagine being so bold that you not only escape prison, but go hiking with your captors just to blend in. 6. A Japanese soldier didn't surrender until 1974. Hiro Onoda was stationed in the Philippines during the war. When Japan surrendered in 1945, he simply didn't believe it. For 29 years, he lived in the jungle, evading local police and continuing guerrilla-style attacks. It wasn't until 1974 that his former commanding officer traveled to the island to formally relieve him of duty. Onoda finally surrendered, still in uniform, with his rifle in hand. Nearly 3 decades later, he had been fighting a war that ended long ago. 7. The Allies dropped fake German newspapers to spread misinformation. As part of psychological warfare, British intelligence printed thousands of counterfeit German newspapers. These fake papers contained realistic fonts, layouts, and made-up articles about German defeats and internal chaos. They were dropped behind enemy lines to sow confusion, lower morale, and make civilians question official propaganda. It was fake news, weaponized decades before social media made it trendy. 8. The U.S. tried to weaponize bats. Project X-Ray sounds like a sci-fi plot, but it was a real American military program. Scientists strapped tiny incendiary bombs to live bats, planning to release them over Japanese cities. The bats would roost in buildings, and timers would ignite the bombs. In test runs, the bats accidentally burned down part of a U.S. airbase. Despite promising results, the project was shelved in favor of the atomic bomb. Yes, there was almost a bat-based air force. 9. A double amputee, Soviet pilot returned to combat. Alexei Morisseev was shot down behind German lines. He crawled for 18 days back to safety, lost both legs to frostbite, and was fitted with prosthetics. Then he went back to flying and shot down more enemy aircraft. He wasn't the only one. Soviet propaganda celebrated several steel-legged heroes, but Marsyev's story stands out for sheer determination. Most people would retire. He requested more combat missions. 10. The Soviets used bomb dogs, with poor results. The Soviets tried to train dogs to run under enemy tanks while carrying explosives. The dogs were taught using Soviet diesel-powered tanks, but German tanks used gasoline. In real battles, the dogs often ran toward friendly vehicles or back to their handlers. The result was chaotic and deadly for both sides. The program was quietly discontinued, but not before dozens of animals and soldiers were killed in the confusion. It's one of the strangest and most tragic experiments in wartime desperation. War is brutal, but it's also strange. If this list blew your mind, there's plenty more where that came from. Hit follow and keep digging into the past, one strange fact at a time.